News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and now 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
A mobile home fire has taken the life of a Corvallis area man. Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. It is Thursday, September 25th, 2014. Thanks so much for joining us. We sure appreciate it. Our newscast this morning, sponsored by Dig It Excavating, where they bring 30 years of excellence to every job. Call 214-4292. One man is dead, 2 others injured after a mobile home fire east of Corvallis early Monday morning. Ravalli County Sheriff Chris Hoffman describes what happened.
The residence was totally engulfed when fire personnel arrived on the scene. We have released the name of the victim who died in the fire as 49-year-old Judd McCown. There were 2 other adult occupants in the residence that were able to get out of the building. One of those people was transported by ambulance to a local hospital due to smoke inhalation.
The investigation determined the cause of the fire to be a lighted cigarette near a home oxygen supply unit. The death of a Lolo man has been ruled an accident, according to Missoula County Sheriff's Department spokeswoman Paige Pavallone. The man's wife called for help just before 9 o'clock Tuesday morning.
The person was cleaning his weapons in preparation for hunting season, and he had accidentally discharged a revolver, shooting himself in the chest, and that's what was reported to our office. The man was subsequently transported to the hospital, and he subsequently died. The name of the person has been identified as Jeff Paul Janot. He's a 42-year-old Lolo resident.
Krauser says a neighbor rushed over to help Janot and administered CPR before emergency responders arrived. Janot died at the hospital about an hour after the shooting at Community Medical Center. An employee of an Idaho trucking company abandoned a trailer load of frozen chicken at a western Montana truck stop after the company reportedly refused a ransom demand. Missoulian reports that the trailer dripping the juices of rotting chicken was discovered at the Flying J truck stop west of Missoula Tuesday. Truck stop manager Crystal Freedy said the trailer had been there since at least Saturday. Missoula County Sheriff spokeswoman Paige Pavallone says Dixie River Freight of Nampa, Idaho, reported the trailer stolen. It was loaded with 35,000 pounds of frozen chicken worth about $80,000. The county health department is trying to determine the best way to dispose of the load, while an insurance company will have to determine if the trailer could be cleaned well enough to ever be used again. Suggestions? Convicted sex offender Donald Gary Town appeared in Missoula Justice Court yesterday via video from the Missoula County Jail to hear charges that he attempted to lure who he thought was a 14-year-old boy for sex. Missoula Police Department Public Information Officer Travis Welsh says Town was arrested Tuesday night after an investigation that began several days ago.
He showed up at about 7 p.m. last night to meet with who he thought was going to be a 14-year-old child. And as it turned out, he was met by detectives who had been the ones actually communicating with him. And he was placed under arrest and taken into custody.
At Town's court appearance, Deputy Missoula County Attorney Jessica Findlay asked Justice of the Peace Karen Orzek for a high bail.
The defendant's a Tier 3 sexual and violent offender. He has significant criminal history, which does include sex offenses with children. He's a danger to the community, so the state is requesting he set bail in the amount of $50,000, with conditions that include no contact with anyone under the age of 18 and no weapons.
Judge Orzek doubled Findlay's request and placed Town in the Missoula County Jail on $100,000 bond. A 25-year-old Ronan man was killed when his car struck a flatbed commercial truck on U.S. Highway 93 between Pablo and Ronan. The Montana Highway Patrol said the commercial truck driven by a 47-year-old Polson man turned north onto the highway about 5:15 Tuesday afternoon. The victim's name has not been released. Montana State prison officials say an inmate was found dead in his cell at the facility's high-security housing unit. The Bozeman Daily Chronicle reports 32-year-old Matthew Brandonmill died Wednesday morning. Officials have not said how he died, but foul play is not suspected. The Three Forks man was convicted of stealing 3 vehicles in Belgrade, then leading law enforcement on a multiple county chase last year. He was serving an 8-year sentence for felony criminal endangerment and theft. Gallatin County District Judge Holly Brown sentenced Brandonmill to 10 years in probation, but officers lost contact with him after his sentencing. He was arrested in Butte and returned to Gallatin County, where Brown resentenced him to prison back in May. Missoula County authorities are searching for a suspect that broke into a Frenchtown High School student's car Tuesday between 4 and 5 p.m. County Sheriff's Office Public Information Officer Paige Pavallone with us once again, describing what happened.
Our deputies responded to Frenchtown High School for a report of theft. The victim contacted 911 when she reported that she went to her vehicle and saw that the rear window was smashed out of her car. Her purse was stolen, which contained money and identifying documents, driver's license, social security number, etc. So we contacted Frenchtown High School, and they had surveillance in the parking lot.
Now, officials are hoping that the public will look at images from the surveillance footage to help find the suspect.
The suspect vehicle was identified as a Nissan Armada. It's either a silver or white in color, and it's got some white decals in the rear window, which look like those family stick figures that you often see. We put those pictures out to the public to see if anybody can identify that car. If they have information about who that suspect is, give us a call.
And if you have any information, call Crime Stoppers 721-4444. You can see those photos on our website. Outside spending in judicial campaigns is a top issue in the Montana Supreme Court's two contested races. The Supreme Court candidates met at a forum yesterday, or Tuesday night rather, at the University of Montana Law School. Incumbent Justice Mike Wheat and challenger Lawrence Van Dyke debated how corporate spending has affected Montana's judicial elections in the wake of the U.S. Supreme Court rulings of 2010 and 2012. Students at Florence School used to eat at a cafeteria located in the old gym, but after two students stuffed a wig and some paper towels into a toilet Saturday, the entire lunchroom has been displaced. Interim Superintendent Bud Scully explains.
They went into one of the bathrooms, stuffed some items into the toilet and flushed it and then left. The toilet continued to run for about 24 hours. Since then, because it's a gym, gyms have floating floors. There's water underneath the gym floor, so we had to call in a restoration company to dry out the floor.
The lack of a gym has also led to the cancellation of a few volleyball matches. The cost of restoration is expected to be over $1,500. Scully says the incident's no longer just a prank.
Yeah, what they deemed to be a prank actually turned into a criminal act. They were turned over to the Valley County Sheriff by the middle school, high school principal, and they'll be processed for that. Pranks are no longer pranks when damage happens to property or people get hurt.
Scully says the gym will likely remain closed for normal use for at least another 2 weeks. News Talk time now is 6:10.
Newstalk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Ample sunshine and warm to hot temperatures. Highs will climb into the mid to upper 80s. Overnight tonight, lows will drop back into the 50s with a chance of showers on Friday. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13, your first alert station.